So I'm talking about choices. You always have a choice. No matter what situation you find yourself in, you always have a choice. We know that. We always have a choice. That's why we choose all the time. When you go to Burger King, when you go buy shoes, when you go, when you're driving, when it's time for you to go to work, you're going to choose something. You make so many choices throughout the day, just like I'm choosing to sit here in front of you guys and make this video. And a lot of choices we make, we don't deal with the consequences. You're going to choose to be with that person. And you're going to choose to put up with that person. And you're going to choose to continue a relationship with that person, whether it's a intimate relationship with somebody, or it's a job, or it's some sort of partnership. Regardless of what it is, you're going to make that choice. People get into these domestic disputes with these people, and one thing leads to another, and then it gets violent. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be violent. It does get to that point, but one person had to start it. I've listened to people come up with excuses. I've made excuses. And one thing that people say is that they made me so mad that I had to do this. I had to do that. You never have to, because you always have a choice. You always have a choice. If you think that it's cool for you to put your hands on somebody just because y'all had a disagreement and y'all butting heads at about something, that's a stupid choice. But you could have chose to walk away. You could have chose to de-escalate the situation. You could have chose to be with somebody else knowing that this person ain't no good for you, or they just not the right choice for you. They want the right pick. You could have went to counseling for yourself or for as a group, as a couple, or whatever. People who are in family situations, and I'm talking about domestic stuff right now. You living at home, you know that you're just not, you don't like your situation, and you feel like it's not good for you. You choose to be there. You choose to be in that situation. When you go to the job and you don't like the way the boss is treating you, and you don't like the work that you do, nobody forced you to fill out an application. You probably had to do it for, different reasons. Maybe it was a court-appointed thing. Maybe, you was desperate and you've been without a job for so long. I've done that before. I worked at a place where I just hated it. It was not like the previous job, but it was so, me being me, it was so unorganized, and I can't fall into place with stuff like that most times. I had a choice. I could have quit. But then if I would have made that choice, the consequence would be no money. The consequence would be your child support is not getting paid. The consequence would be you got to put your family back further than what they already were, and it's gonna be bad. So every choice that you make, there's a consequence. You have to keep the consequence, I would say, in focus just as much as the end game, the goal that you're trying to reach. I worked at a rail yard. I hated it. The hours were crazy, and they wouldn't let us take lunch. We could take a rest, but we couldn't take a lunch. So, if you look at it, you probably taking like over 4 10-minute breaks over a 12-hour period. Let's say you take a 10-minute break every hour. You literally was out there, you literally got an hour break. And then there's places where you can't be seen, where you might get on the rail and you unbuckling cars. If you work fast enough, you can unbuckle a car, unbuckle your side, and then what you would do, you would get in the last car to be unloaded, and you would just chill until they was ready to go. Because they started from the top to the bottom. And if you jumped on there and you hustled, popping locks and everything, putting the stuff together, taking straps off, putting everything back where it's supposed to go, and you got in the last car, you the first one to the rail car, and you the first one to get everything done, you sit in the last car, that's probably a good 5-10 minutes that you're not doing nothing. And then you got to drive the car off. You got to wait for the person in front of you to go. Drive off, go back around, go to the parking lot, park the car, get out, quick walk around, get in the van, they bring it back around. It was a tough job, but it paid. You know what I'm saying? It was a job, nonetheless. So whenever you're on the job, do your job, because that's the choice that you made. Instead of looking at your choices like it's the worst choice you made, look at it like, how can I make this better while I'm here? I can't quit. I shouldn't quit because I have nothing to fall back on. If you are a house husband or a housewife and you can afford to because your spouse is going to handle things and they're doing pretty good and you could afford to quit, hey, if that's the choice you choose to make, hey, we got choices. We got choices to make. We can make that choice, do it. But when you choose to commit to that for however long you choose to commit to it, I say find a way to deal with whatever choice you made. Whether you're in a relationship with somebody, whether you got this job that you don't like, find a way to make it tolerable. And I'm not telling you to get out here and steal from anybody. I'm not telling you to, get out here and do something dumb. I'm telling you, literally, find a way to make it manageable. It's going to be up to you to find a way to make it manageable. Because I can tell you, honestly, I'm not here to promote negative anything. But you got to survive. You got to survive physically, and you got to survive up here. So when you in this situation, find a way. Because this is the choice that you made. So you can also choose to make it bearable. Like on my job, we have, it's never perfect on any job that you work. But on my job, you see the idiocracy, you see the contradiction, you see the hypocrisy, and you just sit back and you talk about it. Anybody got something to say? And then you speak on it, and then there's nothing done. So they give you an opportunity to vent because it helps. They probably don't plan to do nothing about it. They probably don't plan to do nothing about it. So you got to understand that. Choose to understand also. Choose to understand that they probably not going to do nothing about it. It's probably petty. The things that's pissing you off is probably petty. So if it's petty, just leave it alone. Go to work, get your money. Especially if you get paid good. Especially if you get paid good money, just go to work and get your money. None of this stuff is it really does not gonna affect you one way or the other, because when you really sit back and look at it like, oh, well, so and so is this and so is that, it's just making you mad because you're not getting your way. You're probably not getting your way. And it's not about you. It's never going to be about you. It's about the customer. From their point of view, it's about the money and the customer. And then from my point of view, it's about me and the customer. That's why I'm there. Because customer service is my thing. I mean, I like to look out for them folks. I like to make sure their package, when I'm handling your package, I make sure, your merchandise, I try to make sure it's not damaged when I put it where it need to go. So I choose to do that. So a lot of people don't choose because they don't care, because they don't like having to work, and they choose to be there. So choose the lesser bumpy road. Choose the lesser of two evils. Don't go to work complaining. Choose to be peaceful. Choose peace when you go to work. Choose peace when you're in that relationship, even if the person across the table ain't giving it out. You choose to be who you want to be. You choose to feel how you want to feel. If you want to go to work with an attitude all day because something ain't right or something not going your way, it's going to be shitty for you every day. But if you go to work like, hey, I'm here to do my job, not be a savior. I'm in this relationship. Well, relationship a little different because you don't got to be there, but you want to be there because you want somebody. So I might have to go in a little more depth about that. But wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, you chose to be there. If you ain't left, you chose to be there. Choose to make it better for you while you're there, wherever you are. Whatever situation you're in, choose to make it better for you. Whether that means you got to leave that environment, or you got to make some changes in that environment, or whatever you have to do. Choose to make it better because you chose to be there. Choose to make it better all the time. Choose to make it better. I hope y'all got something out of this. Peace.